Hello everyone, welcome to TTV News with some latest events in the province. And now we came into details. Ladies and gentlemen, at the last April regular meeting of the Provincial People's Committee, the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development submitted to collect opinions on the criteria to determine the planning residential area that is not allowed to raise livestock in the province.
Accordingly, planned residential areas are identified as residential areas in urban planning projects. This concept received the consensus at the meeting. However, there are many different opinions about the current residential area definition. According to the proposal of the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, the current residential area is a residential area with about 30 or more households with residential land, houses or garden and pond land in the same parcel of land, with the houses running continuously along traffic routes or in individual zones and clusters. The boundary of the residential area is determined to be the boundary of the land plot, with the outmost houses contiguous to agricultural land. Receiving comments, leader of the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development said that the department will continue to coordinate with the units and localities to investigate and make a list of residential areas to serve as a basis for identification. Determine the area not allowed to raise livestock according to Resolution number 17. And Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc, basically agreed with the concept of planned residential area, but did not agree with the determination of the existing residential area by the number of households. The Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee suggested that it is important to understand that the current residential area is the area where the population cluster live every day in that residential area, and their basic infrastructure such as roads, electricity, water supply, and residential areas associated with the management model, the grassroots political system. The chairman of the Provincial People's Committee asked the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development to absorb comments to complete the criteria soon, submit them to the Provincial People's Committee for signing and promulgating, facilitating the implementation of Resolution number 17 of the Provincial People's Council. And ladies and gentlemen, April the 29th of 2023, the lunar calendar is the 10th day of the third month of the year of the rabbit, the death anniversary of the Hun Kings of the Vietnamese nation. On this day, in many localities throughout the country, many cultural activities in memory of the Hun Kings were held. In the Ninh province too, in the heart of the Ninh city, there is also a temple and displays also organized the death anniversary of Hun Kings on the 10 days of the third lunar month every year. Inside the temple of Saint Trần Hưng Đạo, located in a small alley in Ward 3, the Ninh city, there is a solemn place to worship the national ancestor Hun King and President Ho Chi Minh. Every year on the 10th day of the third lunar month, the management board of the temple prepare offerings to offer to the national ancestor Hun King to show his respect. This year, right from the early morning, the nun Yu Châu, who directly kept the temples and some people and bodies, has displayed flowers and fruits and prepared a simple tray of rice to offer to the national ancestor Hun King. Many people living around the temple also come to burn incense to commemorate the Hun Kings who have built the country. And the worship of the national ancestor Hun Kings has been maintained at this temple for more than 50 years since the temple's establishment until now. Although it has been too many generations to keep the temple, the worship of the Hun Kings' death anniversaries and always been preserved and developed over the years. This is not only the beauty of the traditional culture of the Vietnamese people, but also clear demonstration of the beautiful tradition of the spring water. Remember the source of the Vietnamese people.
In the afternoon of April 28, the delegations of the National Assembly of Tây Ninh Province has a working session with the departments, branches, and businesses in the province before the fifth session, the 15th National Assembly.
Mr. Phạm Hùng Thái, standing Deputy Secretary, Provincial Party Committee, head of the National Assembly delegation of the Ninh Province, chaired the meeting. At the meeting, voters from department, branches, and business proposed the Provincial National Assembly delegation to propose the government and central ministry and branches a number of contents such as the need for more supporting policies for cooperative development, especially early revision of planning policies and land use plan, promote administrative reform, reduce inappropriate criteria, and the criteria in the criteria list of the National Target Program on New Style Road Construction, pay more attention to removing the difficulties in clearance and handling over the site to the construction unit to complete the keywords, focusing on removing the bottlenecks in motor vehicle registration, implementing the measures to reduce bank interest rates. And Mr. Phạm Hùng Thái, Standing Deputy Secretary Provincial Party Committee, Head of Provincial National Assembly Delegation of the province, said that the Provincial National Assembly delegation noted and will review the voters' proposals and recommendations to send to the government administration central branches at the 5th section, the next 15th National Assembly. And in the morning of April the 29th, the 24th racing stage of the 35 National Bicycle Race Ho Chi Minh City Television Cup in 2023, with the slogan "Mountains and Rivers are one strip, believe in victory," finished at the 30 April Park in TayNinhTV City. This is the first time after 35 years of organizing the new race has a stage to the TayNinhTV province, which has attracted a large number of people to cheer for the racer. The 35th National Bicycle Race Ho Chi Minh City Television Cup in 2023 brings together many strong racing teams, with the foreign racers also competing in the 25 stages, with a total route of nearly 3,000 kilometers across the country. The 24th stage of the race starts from Tiền Giang province throughout Long An province and ends in the 30th of April's Park in TayNinhTV City with a route of 134 kilometers. After nearly 2 hours of competition, the racer reached the finish line with the enthusiastic cheers of TayNinhTV people. Attending the award ceremony of the state, the 24 of the race were Mr. Trần Văn Chiến, Vice Chairman of TayNinhTV Provincial People's Committee, and leaders of departments and branches. At the award ceremony, organizing committee has sponsored Tôn Nông Á awarded for 30 scholarships with a total amount of 30 million Vietnam dong to disadvantaged students in the province. At the end of the 24th stage of the race, rider Roman Mackin of the Rice Grand Ngọc Trời racing team won the best place. Cyclist Nguyễn Hướng of the Đồng Nai team finished the second, and the third place finished were Nguyễn Thành Nhanh of the team of Ho Chi Minh City Near Verb. And the result after 24 races. The white shirt for the best young drivers is Mr. Phạm Lê Xuân Lộc in Military Division number 7. The blue shirt of the Prince King is the racer Peter Rikunov of the Lộc Trời Group team and the organizer. And the orange shirt for the Vietnamese racer with the best record belongs to Nguyễn Thắng of the Ho Chi Minh City Vinama racing team. Not only in the holder of the blue shirts, the racer Peter Rikunov of Lộc Trời Group also keeps the prestigious yellow shirts for the best driver after 24 races. And on April the 30th, the 35th National Bicycle Race Ho Chi Minh City Television Cup in 2023 takes place in the last stage, with a starting point in TayNinhTV City and the final destination in Ho Chi Minh City at noon on the historic of April the 30th.
The audience in the morning of April 28, the military command of TayNinhTV Province have an opening camp and cultural and artistic exchange with ethnic groups and religions in the province in 2023, with the theme arousing aspirations reach to the future.
Speaking at the opening of the camp, Colonel Nguyễn Thanh Phong, Political Commissioner of Provincial Military Command, emphasized that the camp was organized to raise awareness and responsibility of officials and soldiers of the armed forces and the people in the province in the implementation of the party, ethnic and religious affairs, contributing to maintaining political security, social order and safety in the province. At the same time, consolidating and strengthening the armed people solidarity, the solidarity between the salient and between the people and the religious people and the followers of different religions also, and at a great national unity bloc, contributing to the well implementation of the guidelines and policies of the party policies and law of the state. This year camp was held at the battalion to train new soldiers with 10 sub-camps and 1 command camp, and 250 campers from military command of district, town and TayNinhTV City, recommend of 174 representatives of religions and ethnic groups of the Cham, Khmer, Chinese origin, Thai, Tamil, etc. And the camp is organized with 3 main contents, includes the folk camps, military camps, and cultural and artistic exchanges between the officials and soldiers and representatives of the ethnic and religious people. And ladies and gentlemen, in order to improve the quality of the actual writing sections, recently the TayNinhTV Literature and Art Association has just organized a workshop solutions to improve the quality of the actual composition sections organized by the Spectral branches and district branches. The artists and writers also discussed the necessity of the actual form of creative activity, the actual situation of organization and results of the actual creation section of the spectral and district level branches over the past time. The workshop also received many suggestions and solutions such as how to build a composition plan, determine how to write a topic, the number of members of the composition team, subjects, the time, the place, etc., so that the organization of the actual production sections in the coming time will be better.
Ladies and gentlemen, the history events of April 30, 1975 is not only the rise of those who have written history, but also the honor of the lucky Vietnamese children who were born at the sacred time.
After the Ho Chi Minh military campaign was opened, with Trang Bang's important position as the throat of the Saigon, Trang Bang's army and people, together with the other forces, coordinated to carry out a series of battles to block the enemy's retreat, and at the same time put on their forces to liberate their own locality. And at exactly 4 p.m. on April the 29th of 1975, Trang Bang was the second district of the province to be liberated after Binh Cao district. In the context of the common task of liberating Saigon before the rainy season in 1975, the military commissions and regional commands assigned specific tasks to TayNinhTV to liberate their own locality. At the same time, we must organize continuous fighting against the enemy to hold back local enemy forces from the retreat into Saigon to contribute to creating conditions for our main force to attack and liberate Saigon city. Holding the spirit of that directive, the TayNinhTV Provincial Party Committee set out the task. The commune liberated commune, the district liberated the district for itself, not allowing the enemy in one area to entrench in another, mobilizing the masses to bring the children join the armed forces also. And at the same time in Trang Bang, when our main force and tanks passed to go down to Củ Chi and go to Hậu Nghĩa, in a situation of enemy's confusion and high fluctuation, the district party committee decided to put on its forces at the same time attacks all over the district. From April the 27th to 29th of 1975, with the combination of main army and local forces, Trang Bang military force and army people carried out a series of battles at enemy posts, forcing the enemy to surrender and liberate the district in accordance with the direction set forth by the Provincial Party Committee. At 3 a.m. at Thuốc Phước Hậu Post, a farmer rode a bicycle down and just finished checking the post. I ran up to Gia-Binh. At the beginning of Gia-Binh market, there was Mr. Thong, who was the head of the area in Bình Nguyên, and who ran there and surrendered. I ran straight into the station, rushed the bike, and jumped down to the blockhouse. I opened the AR-16 and I fired well, 3 times. I shot one of that gun and I grabbed another gun for shooting. And when she occupied the front alone, Guerrilla Nguyen Thị Xuân was just over 25 years old. She was not afraid and acted resolutely against the enemy. And to achieve that victory, TayNinhTV received the support of soldiers from the north, including soldiers Nguyễn Xuân Kính, hometown in Hà Tĩnh. The soldiers in his 20s and thousands of comrades crossed the Trường Sơn range and providing reinforcements for the southern battlefield with a fierce determination to liberate the south. Going by road at that time, and I was heavily armed. I was on the side of the cannon, so it was very heavy. So the cannon, the barrel is 2 shells, the 2 shells lacks more space part, and also the bottles are for the left, and the balance on the border's back is about 30 to 40 kilograms. Those are just 2 of many stories of Liberation Day told by the cars and soldiers to the next generation at the Ram Tea Talk organized by Trang Bang Thao. In addition to Ms. Si Xuân, Mr. Kính, there was also Ms. Si Võ Thị Phong, former secretary of the Cherry 9 Union of the Trang Bang Special Force, former secretary of the Party Committee of Provincial Business Bloc, Mr. Võ Minh Chiến, former commander of the Ranger of Trang Bang Thao. And from these intergenerational meetings, today's young generation better understand the hardship and sacrifice of the previous generation to be proud and follow. I'm very proud of the grandmother and the previous generations. and she gave me a great motivation and continue to believe and work and come today and meet my comrades and comrades again, very kind to me that believe in me, helping me to feel at that time the heroes sacrificed many things to have a free and independent country like today. And now we are the young generation. We need to maintain this independence and promote it and develop the country to be better and better. In the atmosphere of the historic April days, with the pride of the land twice awarded the title of hero by the party and state, and from the story of the liberation that the day of the previous generation, the generation of Trang Bang today will confidently continue to write the story of the peace establishing new feasts worthy of the glorious tradition of the heroic homeland.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for TTV News today. Thank you for joining with us and goodbye for now.